Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Friday afternoon, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Time. Of course, we do 2 shows a day. This is a grind, Jim, although I do think that this is actually the toughest time of the sports betting season, right? Is there any other time that's tougher?
I do not know of a tougher time.
I don't think it is, because they jam all these friggin' college basketball games in there. You got there's no buys in college football. So this is it. This, my friend, is as hard as it gets.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm so thankful.
Yeah, Jim. After this show, is going to go home and go to sleep. After this show, I'm going to go home and handicap 40 college football games and come back here and do it all over again at 11 o'clock Saturday with that freaking big man on campus.
You know what I actually am doing after this time? There's a ping pong tournament. Yes, okay. And I'm an exceptional ping pong player. I'm a very, very good ping pong player, and I'm going to dominate everybody. I'm undefeated in Costa Rica, 20 games. Nobody can beat me, and I'm going with some SBR guys who they say they're good, and I'm going to stomp on their throats, as I always do.
Is he doing shtick? Is that for real?
That's for real. It's my best sport.
Have you ever seen that video where Bruce Lee is playing ping pong with nunchucks? Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Oh my God. Hey, no. You got to see this. Bruce Lee was one of the baddest motherfuckers of the 21st century, the 20th century. That dude was bad. And there's this video where he's playing ping pong with nunchucks, not a paddle.
Unbelievable.
You got to see this shit.
I will be looking at it as soon as this show is over.
All right, we're going nuts here. We're losing our minds a little bit. College football, college basketball. It is a here. Let me just try to pull up the comment section here for a second. I should have just stuck with the friggin' Troy first half. We knew that was a great pick, but I had to try to get cute with the other stuff. Did cash this Buffalo, but I was totally wrong on that, friggin' over in the Missouri game. That was just an awful call. Looks like I am going to get a casher with the South Florida game over. So that's nice. All in all, it's looking like if I do have a losing game, it'll be only slight, so I'll still be positive in college football. But it's just like sometimes you just gotta focus on giving 1 or 2 best plays. I mean, that Troy play had it written all over it, and you wound up going on it yourself, Jim.
Oh,
right?
I did. It just looked like a classic low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. And so those are the spots. I mean, the thing about those spots, if you just choose those kinds of spots, your winning percentage will go way higher. The only thing about those spots is that the bet volume will be a lot lower. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're an expert in college football and basketball, and I feel much more comfortable with pros, and I'm going to work on both college basketball and college football all year. But I'm going to try to keep the quantity of picks down.
Did you know there was one year where I came in first place on covers in college basketball out of 5,000? Yeah, and did you know that one year I won the Beat the Prick contest?
Yeah,
and then after that they were like, "Oh, sorry, you can't be eligible anymore." I was like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And they were like, first I was like, I was like, am I eligible for the prize pool? Before that year, they were like, sure, why not? And I was like, why not indeed? Yes, indeed. All right, so, hi, Gonzalo Lopez. Hi, Loshak the Bag. Greets from Portugal. We should find a way to get this show traveling, and we should go to places and hang out with people from all over the world who watch our show. How cool would that be to go actually do a couple of weeks of this show in Portugal?
It would be heaven.
With we could have in front of us Portuguese food, and we could have Portuguese chicks as guests, and we could have Gonzalo. What's that guy's name? We could have Gonzalo Lopez be an in-studio guest. How awesome would that be?
Oh, it would be fucking heaven.
All we have to do is just maintain a quality show for a while, and we might be able to get it justified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll get everyone to fucking sponsor. We'll be like, Bodog, sponsor the plane tickets. Five Dimes, sponsor the hotel rooms. That's what we do. We get all these fucking sportsbook to sponsor one little part of it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then we go on camera, we say, thank you to whatever sportsbook for sponsoring the plane ticket. That would be friggin' awesome. And here we go. Project Heliot says hello from Sydney, Australia. If we went to Sydney, Australia, I might never come back, though. Because I might meet some chick and be like, listen, just hook me up with a marriage for a green card or whatever the equivalent is in Australia, and I might never come back, Jim.
It'd be a good place to stick around. I don't doubt that at all.
That's right. And then we will, all right.
I just want to be in Vegas, though. Vegas
Marco Lou says, Pete is so good at patting himself on the back. That's true. I really don't think he needs us to compliment him.
Come on, Marco.
Is this guy a personal friend of yours?
No.
He's my one semi-hater. I think I know what Marco Lou's deal is.
Oh, we got a greetings from Finland.
Oh, well, Finland. I mean, Finland is like the mansion in the sky that's not even attainable. Like, we could go to Australia, we could go to Portugal, but Finland is like heaven on earth. You know what I mean?
I don't. I've never been. I'd love to go.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. So let's get back to what the point of this show is, which I'm just like losing my mind here a little bit. Okay, on the agenda, first we're going to look at we're going to review the picks that Jim gave in NBA and NHL. Just quickly look at the line movements and see if there's any extra thoughts that Jim wants to add to those. Then we'll do a quick look at the rest of the college football games, and then we'll do a quick look at the rest of the college basketball games. I did look at the 7 o'clock games, and so I have a couple picks from those. And I'll throw a couple more on, but I don't have any analysis of the late college basketball games. I don't know if I'll get to it because, again, I have to do the college football stuff for tomorrow morning. But Jim, let's go to the NBA slate of games. You had 4 picks tonight. Most controversial pick of the day was the Knicks game, and that looks like it is right now making a move in favor of Atlanta as I speak. SBR odds is a little bit slow on with some of the feeds from some of the books, but it looks like Pinnacle has just moved to Atlanta -1.5.
Yeah, it's I'm a fan of Atlanta. I've been talking great about I've been talking highly about them all year. I love their 1-2-3. I just think they have an issue at power forward, and maybe John Collins can fix that.
Yep.
But I just think that the Knicks are playing good basketball. And they're 10-2 when they score 100 points. I think this is a good spot. Yeah, well, the market is making a move right now in favor of Atlanta, and all these lines will soon move at SBR odds. BetDSI is now Atlanta -1. Bookmaker is Atlanta Pick'em. Pinnacle is Atlanta -1.5. All right, so some money's coming in on Atlanta. You know, that's that. You also took Toronto, right, at -2, right? I did, yeah. And that has not moved much. It's there's some 2.5s available and -2 in other places. And what are the other picks that you gave? Well, the big screw up. Magic and Celtics, I have the under, but the big screw up was the Warriors first half. Now there's no Durant and no Draymond Green, and put myself in a tough spot there, and it's tough putting these picks in early. And it really was when we were dealing with a late game. There was no reason for me to put it in early, and I'm going to refrain. I'm not going to do that anymore on the late Pacific. I mean, if you have a reason to expect that there might be roster shenanigans, then you should probably wait for further information. But, late-breaking roster changes in the NBA are par for the course, especially as the season wears on. And those breaks can go in your favor as much as they'll go against you, you know? Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. And sometimes when they appear to be going against you, when the game actually starts, you realize they went in your favor. Yeah, totally. I am adding a pick. You ever seen White Men Can't Jump? Of course. Remember when she goes, sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And that's the way it is with these line moves in the NBA, especially line moves in the NBA that are caused by people who are out from by roster changes. Yeah, totally. And it's that line I think of all the time because it deals with gambling so often. And sometimes when you lose, you really win or tie. And sometimes when you tie, you really win or lose. So man, they don't make movies like they used to. Jimmy the Bag, I'll tell you that. All right. So what else do you want to add? You want to add an NBA pick, huh? Yes, I do very much. All right. Very much. I want to add the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. After going over it more and more, I don't see how Dwight Howard can help just because Tristan Thompson is not in the lineup. Because if Tristan Thompson was playing, Dwight Howard can dominate on those spots. But without Tristan, what's Dwight gonna do? I don't see how they're just gonna bring him outside. They're gonna make a mess of him. Without Batum, he's such an important playmaker. Not only a scorer, but also a distributor. And if Lamb is on that first unit, then the second unit gets hurt. And I think it's a good spot. What line can you get?
There were a lot of comments in the morning show saying that, that Cleveland was going to roll. Cleveland is the low-hanging fruit. Cleveland this and that. Right now, -5, -105 is the best line at Bookmaker.
I will take it.
All right, Cleveland -5. Jim has added a 5th pick. Anything else you want to add on there, Jim?
No, that is the only NBA play I'm going to add on to.
Let's check the Boston totals, see where that one moved. No, that one has not moved at all since the morning. Okay, so that's it.
That's it for me. Adding the Cavs. I'm going to stay away from the Grizzlies Nuggets. I know there was a lot of guys on our forum that are on that game. I'm also going to stay away from the Pelicans and Suns. And but I do really want to watch the Suns game. I don't understand what they're going to do with all these bigs. So last game, Lenz didn't even see the floor.
Yes.
Which is strange. So I'm certain one of those bigs are going to be on the move. And who needs a big right now? Obviously, Millsap's out. There's lots of teams that could use a big.
Yep. All right, listen. I'm looking at some of these comments. Cody AV's making some points about being patient as well as money management. And one guy here says he parlayed the Troy first half -14 and Iowa -2 on the halftime, and Iowa got me. Need to win bad. Jay Wyatt, that's a perfect example of the real world manifestations of the theoretical reasons why you don't really want to parlay unless you're doing, some kind of recreational parlay where it's like you don't care if you lose it, and if you win, you'll have a big celebration. Parlaying two teams like that and that's exactly why. If you would just bet them straight and maybe added bet the Iowa, the Troy first half a little bit more, you'd be even, or maybe even up a little bit. But when you parlay it, parlays they magnify your EV. But they are usually, even if they're positive EV, they are usually negative EG because they're big underdog bets, and you're usually betting too big of a unit size on those big underdog bets.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Cup of Sun comes in and says, "Yo, boys, went 3 for 3 on the spreads yesterday. Cashed a huge 3-team parlay. Nice on your 5 for 5. You guys are my favorite. Killing it. Thank you so much, Cup of Sun, man."
That's right. And Ace Varner saying, "Pete, no NBA?" And the answer to that is no. I make it a conscious decision. We talked about it before. Yesterday, Jim and I was going to completely pass on today's NHL and NBA cards just for one day, just because, and this is something that, whatever your lifestyle is and your family and work commitments are, very important not to bite off more than you can chew when you're doing your handicapping. And right now I am actually biting off more than I can chew, but not quite as much as I would have been biting off if I had actually tried to do NBA and NHL. So I'm passing. I haven't made one bet on NHL or NBA tonight, and I'm not going to. All right. So
I have made 10.
Really? Well, you've only given 5 NBA picks.
No, sorry, NHL.
NHL. Okay. Yeah. Well, we are done now with NBA. Shall we move on?
Yeah, my friend.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wait. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Insider knowledge. Okay. Some people. Angel Romero talking about, I like the Cavs first half. What do you think about the Cavs first half? You don't want to double up on it, though, right?
I have lost money whether I fade or bet for the Cavaliers all year long.
Yes.
So I'm just going to put the one bet in, hope it runs.
And actually, Robin Spears, now we'll talk about this in the wrap-up show. In the wrap-up segment, Robin Spears said, "Loshak, any UFC video for tomorrow?" We were actually set to do the UFC video, but Andreas Hale had to cancel, so there won't be a UFC video. I can comment on it, though, if you want to. There are some plays that I might actually wind up betting. Okay, so, and Mark McGonster saying, "Pete, there's room in this rider bus, going straight to the bank again." Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's move on to an NHL, which might be a huge segment because Jimmy the Bag did give 10 NHL picks in the morning show. 10 of them. He feels like I feel like he's feeling NHL right now very well. He's had a bunch of days where he picked a bunch of big underdogs, went like 3 and 4 in those days, and wound up 2 or 3 units each day. That's a solid pattern to have when you're betting NHL. Jim, you gave 10 picks in the NHL. What's your take on any of the? Well, the main thing that we have to talk about is the big line move against you with what was it? LA. In the morning they were about -135. You took them on the puck line, which is at +215. Now they're down to a -115, and the puck line is up to +260. So I guess it's a good thing that you did take the puck line, right?
Thankfully, took the puck line, and I'm certain. I'm going to check it right now, but it's got to be that Quick isn't playing.
Yeah, line moves like that are always.
So I'm just going to check that out right now as we keep moving forward.
Okay, so check that one out, Jim, as I will review some of the line moves on Jim's other picks that I can remember. The Calgary-Dallas game, you took the under on that one, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that was a huge line move into your favor on that one. I think you got minus 115 under 6.
Yeah.
It is now down to 5.5, and the places that are still hanging 6 are hanging big juice. They're mostly hanging minus 130. So as we've seen many times, these line moves in NHL totals usually often I should say, don't mean shit. But it's nice to see. Nice line move there in your favor. You took the Nashville-St. Louis over. That line has not moved at all. The Toronto-Carolina under you took, and that line has actually taken a teeny step move to the over, which is, again, fine. These line moves often don't mean shit. And you took the Ottawa-Columbus under, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Huge line move in your favor on that one. I think you got minus 119, right? Mm-hmm. That is now down at minus 133 at Pinnacle, minus 139 at Bookmaker. So this now qualifies as one of those massive favorite unders at 5.5s, only because you beat the move. You're getting the play on it, but you don't have to lay the minus 135.
Yeah.
There you go. Jimmy the Bag, nicely done. Minus 119 was the line that Jim gave in the morning show. Also took, there you go again. Another, wow, you're beating these totals moves, Jim. Edmonton and Buffalo you gave on the morning show. You said you liked it at plus money at over 5.5. It was plus 113 was the best line there. Now it has, again, also taken a move in your favor. At Pinnacle now has 5.5 minus 105 on the over. Bet DSI still has a plus line at plus 105, but most places are even on the over and the under odds. So
the whole thing didn't make sense with these terrible goaltenders. So I'm happy that that's moving. And as we know, that doesn't mean
shit. Doesn't mean. I swear there was like a span of like 2 or 3 days last week where every line move in the NBA and the NHL totals, in a game that I bet was wrong. So if the line moved in my favor, I lost it. If it moved against me, I won it. But it's nice to see though, if only because then you can hedge out if you want to. But beyond that, it's nice to see because in general, it is good. In general, the line moves are predictive, if not, super predictive. It is, and it's always important to beat the line move. All right, so what else did you give, Jim?
I gave Did
you find out about the Kings, by the way?
Yes, it's Darcy Kemper is in goal.
Okay,
but that's not that bad of a thing.
Yeah.
I just wish I could have hit it later because it was plus 260 right now.
Right,
but
yes. Right.
As we were talking about, Quick has not played well the last 6 games. Lost them all in regulation. I mean, obviously, I'd rather have Quick and goal. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking bullshit.
Well, Jim, sometimes when you lose, you really win or tie. And sometimes when you tie, you really win, lose, or tie. And then do you know what see, I know this all from memory. Do you know what he says right after that?
I can't remember.
I hate it when you talk like that, man. Classic movie. Wesley Snipes, probably one of the top 3 coolest actors of his generation, I would say, right?
Very cool guy, no question.
We won't compare him to the guys from the 70s and 80s, right? But Wesley Snipes, as cool a customer as they come. All right, let's see. What else do we have for you, Jim? What else
Predators at Blues over 5.5. I got it at minus 105.
Preds and Blues, yes, that one has not moved at all. That is right where you took it. You did take the Islanders. That's moved against you, actually. You took it at minus 101. You were saying you liked them as a dog. Well, now they are a dog. They're up at like plus 111.
Yeah, and they're about to lose this hockey game. There's 9 minutes and 57
seconds
seconds
left.
Oh, that's right.
It started. I'm sorry about that. Okay,
no
right. So there you go. There's a line move that was correct. Let's see what else did you have, Jim, from the evening games?
That is all of the evening games.
That's it. Okay, you want to add anything? Take anything away? What are you going to do here?
No, I'm in a nice spot. Vegas has already scored to make it 1-0 in that Sharks game. Unfortunately, I was hoping there'd be goals in that Tampa-Washington game, and it started out with goals, and then they've stopped scoring. Winnipeg's up 3-1 over Anaheim, which puts me in a really nice spot, and I'm just very excited to get the NHL Network on and watch all these games.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's it. No additional plays in terms of hockey. In NBA, Jim did add Cleveland -5, which was a highly promoted play by the commenters in the morning show. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Now let's move on to college football. Okay, so once again, in the morning show, I was like, man, that's just a great play. Troy minus the points, and especially on the first half, and that proved to be true. And then I had to go, and there you go. See, God damn it! Whenever I try to get cute, if I told you that the score would be 35-14 Iowa in the middle of the third period, what would you have said about a likely profitable play on Iowa just -2 at the half? You would have said, probably that's a good play.
Yeah, you have to hit that.
But in fact, what happened was they were tied at the half, and now they're up. They just scored 21 points in the first half of the third quarter. Ugh. I tried to get cute. I could have just given Iowa -5. Had to try to get cute. Had to give them -2 on the first half. I'm done getting cute. I'm just going to give my plays, and if I like them, I double them up with the first half. But I'm not going to try to get cute anymore. Damn it! Look at that, man. All right, so Troy is rolling. The UCF USF game is already over, almost. We'll just need one more point, one way or the other, in the fourth quarter, and that will go over. Missouri, Arkansas tied at 45 with 5 minutes to go. Unbelievable. And Buffalo did cash, and San Diego State is looking like they're going to lose, and I knew that was probably the case when the line dropped down to, you lose ATS when that line dropped down to 20 and a half. So that's not looking good. Hopefully I'll be able to cash my even the over isn't looking good because I had 46. If they score 2 touchdowns, it'll be 45. All right, so college football, not that great, but that's okay. Overall, still doing well in college football. As far as the games tonight, the Virginia Tech UVA game is looking kind of tempting to me to take UVA, right? Now, normally Virginia Tech has owned this series, right? But it's just that this year things might be a little bit different. And Virginia Tech having a lot of problems. They're banged up. They got a freshman quarterback who started off the year great and who seems to be slumping as the year winds to a close. They've got a lot of injuries all around the roster in other areas as well. And Virginia, of course, in their loss to Miami. Miami's the real deal team, as we've seen. Virginia was up by 2 touchdowns in that game, right?
Yeah.
And Virginia has a senior quarterback who is improving as the year is going on. So I did bet Virginia at +7, and I will give that one as an official pick. This is not like the Iowa game or the friggin' under on there, on any of those stupid plays that I made. This is a play that I think is pretty solid, and I will give it. Obviously, Virginia Tech is a tough team for sure, but they have a lot of injuries. They have some questions, I think, in general with their team overall. And, of course, Virginia's getting a healthy amount of points here. So I will take, and actually Intertops has 7 -105. So I'll take Virginia +7 -105. Hopefully I won't get bitten by that. A lot of talent on Virginia Tech for sure, but they got a lot of injuries in the secondary. Quarterback's a little bit banged up. The quarterback's a little bit off of his game, and I'll take Virginia. +7 -105 is the current best line. That is at Intertops, and Heritage has 6.5. BetOnline has 6.5. So it's a classic example of if you want a line shot. This is one of those cases. If you want Virginia Tech, you take them at -6.5 at BetOnline or Heritage. If you want Virginia, you take them at +7. And if you have an account at Intertops, you get -105. There you go, Jim. Virginia.
I like it, but Corey Jean does not. Says brutal
really?
Call low.
Really? Who said that?
Corey Jean.
Corey Jean. Okay, he said brutal call. Oh, shit, really? Yeah, this one. Look, that one I was thinking about. I understand that Virginia Tech is a strong team, and Virginia has been very, very inconsistent this year. But yeah, you might be. Look, I'm going to take it, but this one, if it loses, I will be okay with it. This would be like the Buffalo game, where I took the Buffalo game. If it loses, I'll be okay with it. Florida, it's actually a similar situation, right? Ohio's a great team, a team I don't really want to bet against, and we saw they did come back in the second half. And this is a game where, if Virginia does get up early, Virginia Tech probably will come back, and make it a game. But getting 7 points, I think it's a play, and I'll take it. Other people are talking about the FIU game and Western Kentucky, and I'm also definitely leaning Western Kentucky in this one -3. Florida International, of course, had a great season, but their receivers are kind of banged up, which is, they got some other receivers who would go in and probably be as good, but Western Kentucky's definitely been playing better recently, and I think that this is a little bit too tough of an assignment for FIU to be a 50% play getting only 3. So I'll be leaning Western Kentucky -3 and also leaning the over in that one, which is 56 or 56.5. Definitely leaning over and definitely leaning Western Kentucky. Jim, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. I say run with it.
My only concern is just that I'm not sure if the receiver injuries for Florida International will be a big deal or not. They could be a big deal. And you know what? This is another situation. What have I said before? What did I say with the Ole Miss game? Now, Ole Miss wound up getting a win. But if you think you have an edge on a side, you think you have an edge on the total, but there's some uncertainty there, the best thing to do is often just go with the team total over.
Yeah. Joshua Gray says Western Kentucky and the over definitely.
Yes. So I will take the Western Kentucky team total over. I'll check what the best line is at Pinnacle and Heritage, and I'll take the best line, but it will be under 30. Right now, the line would be 29.5. So I will take the Western Kentucky team total over. It should be about 29.5. I don't think it'll be 30 when I check, but even if it's 30, I'll take it. It won't be higher than that. Western Kentucky team total over is going to be another pick. Western Kentucky doesn't really run that well, and they have a great quarterback, great bunch of receivers, and they should be able to put up some points on FIU.
Kamari Durrell's with you, Western Kentucky.
Okay, so those are two college football picks that I will definitely add. Virginia +7, -105, despite the fact that Corey Jean is against it, which I certainly can understand. And Western Kentucky team total over is a second play. The other games on the card tonight, I did not have time to look at, and I probably will not look at them, and I probably will not have a play on either of them.
Yeah,
and that's it. Okay, shall we move on to a college basketball?
We should, but one quick point on the NBA card. My man Giancarlo from Portugal just came in and said, I hate this. Enes Kanter is ruled out for tonight, and then that's really going to hurt.
There you go.
That's really going to hurt, and that's obviously why the big change was.
I don't know, Jim. I mean, it seems like the theme of the show is sometimes when you lose, you really tie or win. So maybe on both counts here with three, you have three different situations here, right?
Yeah.
The Kings, the Warriors, and maybe all three of those situations where sometimes when you lose, you actually win or tie.
Yeah, it's tough. Both going against me, or all three going against me, man.
By the way, did you ever see Rosie Perez? Did you know she was a Soul Train dancer? Did you know that?
I didn't, but I thought she was so hot.
Oh man, you got to see some of the old clips when Rosie Perez was dancing on Soul Train, man. Oh. She was the shit.
I'm writing that note down right now.
Yeah, that's the second one. You got to watch these two videos, Jim. One, Rosie Perez clips on Soul Train dancing, and two, Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks. Those are your two. Those are definitely two locks right there that you will enjoy and benefit from in one way or another. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I'm writing it down.
So you got three games where late breaking lineup news did not break your way. I predict that you will go 2-1 on those three games.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes, that's my prediction.
There's a little hope.
That's my prediction.
There's a little Friday night hope.
Probably you win the Kings game and you split the NBA games. We'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to college basketball then. Let's move on to college basketball. Again, college basketball, I had a whole ton of picks that, some of them won, some of them lost. I'm not going to review what I and I tweeted out a bunch of plays. I tweeted out the free throw shooting really matters. That's one thing that you really got to be careful of. And there's certain cases where it matters more than others. And actually, those games where it's like the 6 and 7 point spreads are where free throw shooting does matter, because that's when teams like to foul a lot at the end. If it's a situation where a team is like a huge favorite, a lot of times free throw shooting or a huge underdog doesn't matter as much, because those shots at the end, there's not a lot of fouling at the end. And I lost to NC State on foul shooting. That guy. Have you seen that guy? There's a guy on NC State named Omer Yurt7. That's his name. The fuck is that your name? Omer. Look, I'm not culturally biased. I love all cultures.
Sure.
But that's a funny name, right? Omer Yurt7. I'm sure even people in Turkey think that's a funny name. Right? No?
Well, I have a friend, a Turkish friend, with an incredibly big sense of humor. So
right. Okay, good.
I'm sure
that he'd probably say, no, it's Omer Yurtseven. And I'm like, no, it's not Omer Yurtseven. It's Yurt7. That's his freaking name. 7. Anyway, he missed a couple of free throws at the end of the game, and I lost that one. Right in that wheelhouse. 6, 6.5, 7. Those kinds of games, if that's the score when you're heading into the final minute, free throw shooting matters a lot. And that has to do with both totals and spreads, but more to do obviously with spreads. But okay, so in college basketball tonight, what was I looking at? All right, well, there's one play. Jim, you had a awesome read on Western Kentucky last night, and I'm thinking they're getting double digits here against SMU. SMU a good team, but obviously Western Kentucky is as well. Why would Western Kentucky not be a good bet again here, getting double digits?
I've been looking at this game quite a bit as well.
You have? When did you have time to do that?
Well, I did shoot a short Beat the Bag video where I announced that I will not be shooting any more Beat the Bag videos so that I can hammer. I need to grind like this man grinds. I have so much respect for your work ethic. And so as soon as I got that video done, I started hammering at these basketball games. So I also have a pick that I'm going to include.
Okay.
But you're right. You're getting double digits with Western Kentucky. They looked so good. Now, the reason I'll do a little research actually while this show is going on, but that we knew that Purdue's weakness, that the weakness that they had was on the glass.
Right.
And Western Kentucky had those two bigs. So we have to go over what is SMU's weakness. What was it that fucked them in their last game? And that, is that something that Western Kentucky can take advantage of? And was it only a situation where they were playing a team yesterday that if you get physical with them, they buckle under the pressure? And will that happen again with SMU? And I'm going to do a quick little bit of research right now, so I hope you can take over this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is that you're wondering if they can take advantage of it. Sure, maybe that would be an important thing to think about if the game was pick'em, but they're getting 10.5 points.
It's a lot of points.
How much do they have to be able to take advantage of that just to cover 10.5? I mean, SMU had a great game. Who did they beat? They beat Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. But Arizona lost the game before that, right? So maybe there's some issues with Arizona, right? So I'm thinking that Western Kentucky's got to be a decent play here. SMU's obviously the real deal. They're an excellent team. They have been for a while. I got to be thinking that Western Kentucky getting that many points is a good play, and I will throw it on there. I know that I hope SMU doesn't win by 15 and make me look stupid, but I will take it. Western Kentucky plus 10.5 minus 110. That is at a bunch of places. You wager Intertops. I'll throw that one on there. Obviously, I've in my experience handicapping college basketball, there's a lot of games like these where there's like two teams that seem kind of evenly matched. One team is like a 10-point underdog, like it is right here, and you're like, what's going on here? And then the favorite wins by 15, and then you're like, all right, that's what was going on. So I'll eat the loss if it happens, but I'm going to take it. Do your research. See if you can find out any insights into that game. But I'll take it. Plus 10.5, minus 110, Western Kentucky. Then another game that was definitely interesting to me is Western Carolina, Texas Arlington. If you remember, big man on campus, Human Torch in college basketball, gave a play on Texas Arlington recently. I think it was against Alabama. They were like a 10-point, 11-point underdog on that one, and they wound up, I think they either won it outright or lost by 2 points. And that's a team that is very strong. They have a lot of seniors on that team. They're going up against Western Carolina, who I think is a fadeable team right now. So I would definitely be leaning UT Arlington minus the points, as well as the UT Arlington on the first half. It does concern me, though, that the line appears to be headed down a little bit. And when I looked at this game, it was 15.5 or 16. Now it's headed down. A bunch of places have 14.5. Let's see what the first half line is. I'm assuming it's going to be 8. Let's see. Where is that line? UT Arlington. That's the totals. Hold on. Sorry. 1 second. UT Arlington line is, 7.5 or 8. No 7s available. Definitely leaning UT Arlington on that one. Definitely leaning, UT Arlington first half, and as well as the over on that one, and the UT Arlington team total over, which might also ultimately, in the end, be the best way to play this one. Take UT Arlington on the team total over and on the first half minus the points. Jim, what kind of research are you finding out? Anything interesting?
Yeah, I mean, SMU is a smaller team, and they go basically as far as Shake Milton takes them. So we said before the Wildcats game, we said, well, Shake Milton went 5 for 19 in the loss against Northern Iowa. We know he's going to shoot better tonight, and he certainly did, and they ran. So the question is, do the Hilltoppers have guys that can score with them? And it's tough. J.D. Williams here took SMU.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. I think J.D. Williams is the guy who also went against me when I was on Eastern Michigan, and then he took Bowling Green plus 14 or whatever, and obviously that one wasn't even close. He was on the right side there. Did he give any reasons for why he likes SMU here?
No, but J.D., we'd like some reasons, because I'm very interested in the 10.5 points. I was very pleased when I took them plus 19.5 and they won outright. Yeah. So I think you're right. I mean, why wouldn't we take the double-digit points right now? So let's get JD in here.
And definitely, if I want to take it back, I can, again, when you're line shopping, you want to take back your bet. I could still take it at minus 10 on the other side, and I would just lose the juice. And if it does happen to land on 10, I would get a free nice little unit there. Other plays that I did bet, I did take a small shot with the Gardner-Webb Wright State under. I've been pretty solid with my totals in college basketball so far this year, as expected, and the Webb and Wright State under. Let me find where that is. That is definitely going to be that's a play that I bet, and I will definitely give that one as an official pick unless it's moved a lot. Let's find that one. Wright State, no, it's right where it is. 149 at BetDSI is the line there right now. So Wright State under 149 minus 110. That's a play there. Wright State Gardner-Webb under 149, and I would probably be leaning Or is it? And also at the Greek. Okay, so that's not too great because that means that the Greek has a lean to the over, but that's all right. And I will probably also, I would also be leaning the under on the first half as well, but I'll just take the full game under. It's just that I hate it when you have those first halves that go exactly according to plan. You like the under. The first half under is 70.5, and it winds up with like 64 points scored. And then at the end of the game, they wind up scoring 100 points the second half because they wind up fouling and all that stuff. So that could easily happen in this game. Go ahead.
We got some big stuff. Big Man on Campus has joined us, and
okay,
it's
good.
great.
Thank
so,
God.
Western Kentucky says, I was concerned with their cohesion with all the new transfers, but the talent is very much there, and they are very well coached. And Colby looked very good. He said, Darius Thompson, they're great, should be competitive. And we knew that Colby was going to be able to drop his physical, just beat them up in that last game, and that's what happened. And so I've got 3 plays I'm going to be adding to my college basketball card, and I'm going to start with the double-digit Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Okay, well, you're going to have to take a line that it might not be the same as what I took it 5 minutes ago. Oh, no, it is. No, it is 10.5 plus 110. Okay,
beautiful.
Western Kentucky plus 10.5 minus 110.
Thank you, big man. Okay, plus 10.5.
All right, let me ask Big Man then about UT Arlington, because Big Man had a great, Big Man might really be a human torch right now in college basketball, because someone called him a human torch a couple of days ago, and then he gave that pick on the Utah UNLV game, and I was like, let's see if he really is a human torch, and I'll be damned if that wasn't another 20-point winner, not even close as far as the spread is concerned. And I remember when he gave UT Arlington against Alabama, another one that cashed super easily. So I know why you like UT Arlington this year, Big Man, because they've got a lot of returning starters. It's a talented team. It concerns me that the line is going down, though, here against Western Carolina. Why would the line be going down? And is UT Arlington maybe another good play here, maybe on the first half? What do you think, Big Man? If you can answer that, we would really appreciate it. And don't tell me the wrong side because you think it would be funny to see me make a stupid bet telling you. I mean, it would be funny, but just please don't do that. I mean, it would be funny. I admit that.
I think he wants us to succeed.
Yes, I think he does too. I think he does too. All right. I mean, it would be funny though, but don't do it. Just don't do it. All right. What else do you want to give, Big Man? I mean, I'm sorry, Jimmy the Bag.
I would like to add the Valparaiso Crusaders in their game versus Kent State. I think Valpo is for real. I really do. So Kent State has 1 7-footer. Valparaiso has 2, including Rick Smith's son, 7'2" sophomore Derek Smith. The Golden Flashes have Jalen Walker, but we got senior guard Tavon Walker straight out of Montreal, Canada, that can handle him. And I think it's a nice spot. And Valpo has looked very good and done a lot for me this year. So I'm going to add that. And now Big Man is here with your answers. Okay, excellent. Right now, the best line would be Valparaiso minus 6.5, minus 106. I did not look at that game yet, but if I look at them, I will tweet out any opinions I have. What did Big Man have to say? Let's see. He said, Western Carolina is awful, Peter. Among the worst offenses in the country last year, nothing has changed. Arlington should win by 30. Hervey and Neal are great. I see no reason why they don't pound them. So why? Right, that's what I was thinking. So why that? Which it's not that the line didn't make sense to me. What has me concerned, Big Man, is the line move. Now, again, I've said this. This is the theme of the month is these line moves don't mean shit. And I know on our college football show, me and Big Man talk about that all the time. We're like, you know what? These sharp guys get shit wrong all the time. I don't really care about the line moves. Okay. But it's definitely interesting. I mean, something's causing this line to move. Someone's betting Western Carolina for some reason, right? Why? Why are they betting Western Carolina? I don't know. Yeah. I do not know. But, I would definitely be leaning, and maybe I'll just take the UT Arlington team total over, and let me see. What would that be? Let me just find that total. The total on that game is right now about 150. Well, the Greek has 152.5, or 153.5. Yeah, so it would be about, it would be like in the low 80s. It'd be like 83. That's a tough one. It's a tough spot. that is a tough one. All right, Jimmy, you said you wanted to add other picks. So you have a third pick you want to add. I do, and I just got some terrible news on that, and I can't find it anywhere. I just tried to find it, but maybe I'm just being fucked with. I don't know. But Corey says Porzingis is out tonight too versus the Hawks. But I can't find it. What's that line at right now? Let's check. I shudder to look at this line. Let me just find the line here. Wow, Porzingis and Kanter are out. But I can't find anything online that says Porzingis is out.
You know, I don't know. I mean, it would be hard to if both Kanter and Porzingis were out. I would think that the line would have moved more than it has, and maybe it will. But it's still now just 1 or 1.5. You know.
Yeah, I don't see anything. So maybe are you in the dressing room? Let us know. Oh, the beat reporter just tweeted it out a minute ago. So what would I get on the Hawks right now?
The Hawks, if you wanted to pull it, you could still get Pick'em.
Okay, I'm pulling it.
You want to?
Yeah.
All right. Jim's adding Atlanta. Pick'em -110 at Bookmaker and BetDSI.
Oh, so, Billy Bird says he's just lying. KP not out. This is too much, man.
I would look, Jim. Let me tell you something. When I wind up on the wrong side of those announcements with regard to player personnel, I always just ride with whatever I already had. And if I eat the loss, I eat it. And if I get a gift of a win, I take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay, so you're not gonna take Atlanta Pick'em -110.
I'm gonna let it ride. Okay, so my next play that I will be adding on to, so I've got Valparaiso, I've got Western Kentucky. My final play that I'm going to take UConn and the points versus Michigan State.
Okay.
Miles Bridges may be back after missing 2 games with a sprained ankle. They defeated DePaul very easily without him and look good without him. Now, let's say Miles Bridges comes back and okay, my man Reggie says KP is playing.
Okay. Right,
okay. Thank you, Reggie, and I will never. Someone retweeted it from their beat reporter tonight when the tweet was from last week. Okay, no worries, Corey Jean. That's all good. Thank you very much for keeping me straight.
Some idiot retweeted a tweet from last week about injury and update, implying it was tonight.
Yeah,
you're fucking with people's heads, right?
Jay Peach said Phil Jackson is out too. By the way.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm going to take UConn. So my thinking is that Miles Bridges, Islanders win in overtime. My thinking is that Miles Bridges, if he comes back, he could hurt himself again. It's a sprained ankle. Can easily hurt himself again. And also, when you bring back the star player of your team, you play differently than you just played against DePaul.
Sure.
Now, UConn looked so good defending Oregon. Larrier, Adams, and Gilbert looked so good. They had constant pressure on the ball. Oregon couldn't get into any offensive sets. They committed 17 turnovers, and I'm going to take the points.
Okay, UConn right now, the best line, it's a split line, 6.5 or 7. Best line would be +7 -106 at Pinnacle.
+7 -106. I love it. So those will be the 3 additions I'm making. I am so excited to watch that Florida-Gonzaga game tonight, and I'm not going to make a play on it. I wish I could, but I just want to learn from the game. What a matchup. Both teams come in averaging 94 points, 4 and 68 against. That's just nuts. The Gators shot 15 for 22 from 3 against Stanford. You know, the fact that they shot 15 for 22 from 3 against Stanford and then really only beat Stanford by 20 points really kind of makes me think that Stanford is a good play tonight. Big man does not like my play against Michigan State.
Okay.
UConn will have to hit that jump shot, which is possible, but you're playing with fire. I get it. I like the defending. Now, I know they both played Stoney, and UConn barely got by them when Michigan State destroyed them. But I think it's a nice spot, and I'm going to take the points in the defending. And if Miles Bridges doesn't play, I'll be in an even better spot. And although he is likely to play. So I hear you, big man. And I'm very fearful when you don't love it, but I'm still going to stick with it. And you know what? And I'm going to add Stanford at plus.
Okay, let's see. Let me find it. Stanford let me find it. Best line would be, let me just find the game. Where the hell is that game? Best line would be plus, it's 3.5 or 4, +4 -102 at Pinnacle. Oh, no, wait, 4.5s. There you go. Intertops, friend of the show, sponsor of the show. Thank you so much for offering us the best line right now on Stanford. Jim's pick against Ohio State, +4.5, -110.
Taking it.
Okay.
And Big Man says Zags better not run a zone or it's going to be bad. But Zags are really good in the front court where Florida is weak. Going to be a great game to watch, but problems for both teams. Yeah, I'm very, very excited.
Okay. Shall we wrap things up, Jim?
Yeah, we should wrap things up.
All right, because I got a whole bunch of college football research to get to, because tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Big Man on Campus and I will once again be back. I am back in college football. As you know, Jim, today was a little bit up and down, but last week I was like 14-8, something like that, in that Big Man show. And then, of course, this past week, nailed the Ole Miss team total over, and I can't remember what I did on Tuesday if I had any picks. Oh, yeah, I had the 1 and 2 day. Whatever. That's all right. In general, I'm looking forward to it again. One final big slate of games with Big Man on Campus tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's wrap this shit up. The picks that I have given, I have added in college football, Virginia +7. -105. In college football, the Western Kentucky team total over, which would be less than 30. And in college basketball, Western Kentucky +10.5, and the Wright State game under 149 -110. Jimmy the Bag has added in the NBA, Cleveland -5 -105. In college basketball, a whole bunch of stuff. Western Kentucky +10.5, Valpo -6.5, Stanford +4.5, and UConn +7 -106. Did I miss anything, Jim?
No, that's everything.
All right, that's about it. If I see anything else I'm liking in college basketball tonight, I'll tweet it out. Obviously, pay attention to whatever Big Man has to say about anything regarding college basketball until further notice. And tune in tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where Big Man on Campus and I will be going down the slate of college football games. Thanks for tuning in, guys.